Hey there, Facebook. It is Vanessa here again, your speaker, trainer, and coach from Live, Love, Give. And today I'm bringing you a message to inspire you, that's my hope, to absolutely follow your true path and not let anything get in your way. And that's why I want to deliver a message for you guys today, which is the fact that we must accept a temporary loss of social esteem in order to generate a permanent gain of self-esteem. And so I'm going to break that down as always and really dive into that and let you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But ultimately, this has been inspired by that event I mentioned to you guys that I went to on my birthday afternoon. One of the amazing things that David T.S. Wood said, he was a speaker at the event, he said something along the terms for this company that they must accept a temporary loss of social esteem from ignorant people. That was his kind of terminology around this concept. And really what he was referring to was, going into this business and having people question them like, what the hell are you doing? Go get a real job, go get a normal job, whatever. But I wanted to kind of take that because I thought it was a really wise sort of concept to get our minds around, but kind of shift it to how I would kind of present it, which is exactly like this, which is we must accept a temporary loss of social esteem, what people are thinking of us in the short term in order to generate long-term self-esteem. And that is more powerful than anything in our lives. And so the reason why I want to deliver this message to you guys today is because so many of us are trying to move in the direction of what inspires us to our highest capacity. We are trying to move the needle forward towards something that might not be seen as the norm. Maybe we are getting judged and criticized by people in our lives, our friendship groups, definitely our families. Maybe we're already in a job right now and maybe we're trying to make a transition into something else. Wherever it is, no matter what area of your life, people and the people in your life have put you in a box as to where you currently are, and oftentimes we build connections because of our similarities, right? And you might have been the same old same, with that group of people or that person in your life, and ultimately you making a shift and a change to become more empowered, to get in more alignment, to be more authentic, to move the needle forward in the direction of something that's truly fulfilling. You're probably getting hit with a lot of people who may or may not just need a little bit of reassurance because you're introducing them to a totally different way of living than they even knew existed. Or they just don't get it and they want you to stay where they know you are, so they can have certainty and they can have comfort about who you are and that you're not going to leave them and you're not going to become better than them and all this sort of stuff that we as human beings can get so unconsciously caught up in. And ultimately, for you to realize and know that whenever you make a new leap towards your highest potential, you're gonna probably suffer a little short-term loss of social esteem in those different groups around you. But ultimately, I want you to take a long-term perspective and know that every single time you move in the direction of your most inspired vision, or even just to grow yourself and you don't know exactly where you're heading, but you know it feels right to move in this direction, know that although you may lose that short-term social esteem, know that every time you choose you and you do something that feels right, not just easy, you're generating a higher level of self-esteem. And there ain't anything more powerful in terms of getting you towards your limitless potential than having high levels of self-esteem. So I don't know about you, but I've definitely had a bunch of these moments in my life where I've actually got pretty comfortable. Not that it feels good, but I've gotten pretty comfortable with the feeling of that loss of social esteem. But instead of getting caught up in that and being all depressed and fearful because, these people, they're questioning me, or they're judging me, or they're criticizing me, or they don't really accept what I'm doing or where I'm going or what I'm moving towards. Instead of getting caught up in that external world, now I'm like, that doesn't feel good, and I wish they would come on this journey with me. But at the end of the day, I feel empowered. And I feel empowered because I've generated a knowledge with knowing the feeling that resides within me when I align myself with my higher self. When I know that I am moving the needle forward, I'm edging past my current sphere of the known, my current sphere of comfort, and I'm taking that step outside of my comfort zone in a direction that I know is kind of moving me towards some next level that I may or may not be totally aware of. I'm stepping out into the unknown, but I'm backing myself. And even though I might lose a little social esteem, I'm absolutely simultaneously generating higher levels of self-esteem. And so this is kind of what I want you guys to get access to as well. So I don't know if you've had this experience so far, or you can potentially, if you're early on that journey of choosing you and choosing your growth and losing some connections potentially along the way, then I hope that this message inspires you to kind of empower you to look back and reflect on maybe the handful of times where you actually have chosen you've chosen generating self-esteem rather than relying on social esteem, and look back and reflect on how that felt. Maybe in the moment it felt kind of scary and terrifying, and you felt like you were going to be all alone on this journey, but you had the courage to make that move in that direction. And where did it land you? Every single time you choose what feels right to you in terms of moving forward and choosing not what the easy path is to just rely on social esteem, but you choose the challenging path that gets you towards generating that from within, that self-esteem. Every time you do that, you enter a new level of your potential, you empower yourself, you generate confidence and courage to get to a whole new level, and you can reflect back on those moments in time, and you can kind of ponder, what would life have been like if I didn't have the courage to make that shift? If I didn't have the courage to make that shift out of that disempowering relationship, that business that wasn't going anywhere, or that health that I wasn't looking after my health. I was just overvaluing going out and connecting and partying and maybe taking drugs or alcohol or however else. And if I didn't make that shift and change, where would I be right now in my health, in my relationships, in my bank account, wherever that is, in that relationship with self, in that empowered mindset. And I guarantee you, if you stack up enough of these moments in time where you choose to generate self-esteem and you value that over social esteem, or the potentiality of losing a little social esteem, I guarantee you will be on the pathway to your most fulfilling life. And I really hope that you guys have already had some experiences with that right now. And I would love to help you generate a whole bunch more of those. That is what the Limitless Potential Academy is all about. And as you guys have totally must be aware of by now, I've just launched the masterclasses. We've already got the very first masterclass ready for you to access right now to empower you towards higher levels of your self-esteem so that you can reach the next level of your limitless potential and not let anything get in your way. Surround yourself by like minds who are absolutely growing and contributing and reaching new levels. They're not wanting you to stay small and stay stuck in who you used to be. They want and demand the best from you, and those are the kind of people that you want in your corner, and I want to be that person in your corner as well to a higher degree. So please let me help and support you and challenge you on that journey to your next level by joining the monthly masterclasses. Link is up above. First monthly masterclass already accessible for you guys. I cannot wait to have you on the team, and I definitely want to check in with you guys. So have you guys got any questions or comments or any words of wisdom that you want to share with us all today? Please drop them below now so we can engage with you, and definitely want to check in. By the way, it is the worst day ever here in Melbourne. It's been hailing and raining and it is freezing. I'm just having an indoor day today, and I can't wait to check in with you guys. So I've got Lucy and Alexandria, yay, and Sam's in the house. Thank you so much for your compliments always, Sam. And Alex is here, and Tim and Alexandria. Spirit Sister, Charles and you are listening. Oh my gosh, I loved your photos today, you superstars. So many giggles. I loved it. And Shatiwi, I think Shatiwi. Oh my gosh. But I'm grateful to have you here, and thank you so much for the happy birthdays carrying on a couple of days later. I love it. Thank you so much. And Brian's here. Great to see you. And Nimel, I'm sorry, Emad's here. And Sam, I'm loving that you're loving today's message. And Tammy's here, and Andrew, and Mark, and Kylie, and Judy, and Chris. Awesome to see you guys. And Vasco's here, and Dawn, and Val. Awesome that this is resonating. And Sanula, awesome. And Val, so true, it can be scary. Absolutely. But you know what? I'm always, every time I feel that sense of scared, terrified, I transfer it to excitement, because you guys have probably heard me say time and time again, the same physiological response that we generate within our bodies when we're terrified is exactly the same as excitement. So you might as well generate the meaning of excitement when you feel that terror, excitement. Every time I feel that, I get excited. That's how I've, kind of wired and programmed myself to think of that feeling as excitement. So I challenge you to do the same as well. And I love that, Val. And Nikki's here. And Sam, what are some social esteem have you experienced? Okay, so I'm guessing what you're meaning to ask me there is, what sort of social esteem have I lost along the journey and experienced that way? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'll answer that as the question. So for me, every single time I chose my personal development, when I first got into personal development, I pretty much lost all of my friends. So it started when I stopped being a partier, going out like 6 nights a week and partying my life away and distracting myself. And when I transformed that into my health, I lost a bunch of people along the way who were more fun time friends, go out and party with, but I'd catch up with them for dinner after that, and I was like, whoa, this is really difficult to connect with these people, outside of just the party scene. And so I took a few of those friends with me into my health journey, and that became my way of self-development. And then I finally got introduced to the world of personal development, all around mindset, and I practically lost 90% of the friendships that I had in my life right then. And then when I quit law, as you guys know, I lost the social esteem in my family, but you know what? Every single time you choose you and you have a willingness to lose that social esteem in no matter what dynamic that is, in terms of friends, family, whatever the relationship, every time you actually open yourself up in the long term to create such depth of connection that you would otherwise not be able to generate if you tried to just maintain that same level of social esteem. But the people who you can really go deep with, like my family, for instance, I lost all social esteem with them when I quit law because they had no idea what the hell I was doing. They didn't understand where I was going because I didn't really know it either. I only knew what I didn't want to do. And so when I started doing that, what I had to do over the long term was reassure them, continue to educate them about what I was doing, stay open, be honest about my experience, about what I was generating, about the business that I was building. And as I've been able to do that, I've been able to expand their mindset and generate higher levels of social esteem than I could have ever had before if I had have just pretended to be somebody that I was not, instead of being willing to make a shift and change, lose all social esteem so that I could generate depth of not only self-esteem, but also higher levels and depth in my social esteem as well by being able to have the courage to do that. Whole bunch of other things, but I'm constantly challenged with that. You guys know, if you've been following my recent videos over this weekend, I decided not to partake in the next 2 days of this personal development event tied to this company with these amazing individuals, but it just wasn't going to move the needle forward in terms of my highest values. And instead, I chose to actually, partake in some stuff over this weekend that is actually really going to help me and my clients, instead of, just worrying about disappointing people and going along to a 2-day event that wasn't really going to add any value to my mission. It was just, I would have only been doing it to not lose more social esteem with these people. And at the end of the day, I've generated higher levels of self-esteem over this weekend even, because I chose me instead of choosing the fear of, disappointing others. So that's just another real life example, because there's always another layer of our limitless potential in all areas. So it's constantly upgrading with every challenge that we choose ourselves in. Thanks for the question, Sam. I hope that actually was answering your question and I got it right. But Alexandria, be all of who you are, the shadow and the star. Integrate and align. Boom. I love that. Yes, because we are, the full spectrum of human traits and emotionality. We are the light, but we're also the dark. We are the altruistic, but we're also the narcissistic, and I absolutely love that message. Fully own every piece of who you are. Absolutely beautiful. And Val, standing strong in who you are, not always easy. Absolutely. And that's why I say, choose to do the right thing, not the easy thing. Choose courage, not fear. And courage is always going to get you moving in the direction of what's going to move the needle forward to your higher self and not keep you limited and stuck, which is what fear is going to always do for you. So absolutely, Val. And Laura's here, and Gurmeet and Sarah. I'm loving that this is a great message for you, beautiful. And John's here, and Carolina. Awesome. And Alexandra, thank you, Vanessa, our amazing, courageous coach. Thank you, beautiful Alexandra, and amazing Charles. I love you guys. And Sarah, it's so cold in Melbourne. Hey, absolutely, Sarah. And I was going to the football this afternoon. My Richmond Tigers are playing right now, and I had planned to go to the game, but it's just like, it's crazy wet and wild and horrible, and I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do it. But I hope they win. And Thor's here. Hello to you. And Melissa and Sam. Masterclass has revolutionized my life within a very short time. So excited I joined. And Vanessa, you rock. I so appreciate you, you incredible soul, you. Sam, thank you so much, and I love having you on my team. And you rock. And Dawn's here, and Jeannie, hello Rockstar, love it. And loving that this is resonating, Val. And Rosina, hello to you. And Sergio, and Grant's here. And Sam, yes, that's what I meant. You got it right, superstar. Awesome, love hearing that. I just deciphered it, and I'm grateful that I did it the right way. And Val, a lot of people won't understand your changes or choices. You know what? But we've got to choose quality over quantity. And I heard a guy, I don't know if you guys know of Sam Harris, but I remember something that he said. He works, he's an Aussie, a great individual who does extraordinary work in the world. He does some work for Tony Robbins, kind of like his sales guy a little bit. But I remember one thing that he said really stuck with me. And that was that all of his friends now actually came from personal development events. He doesn't have any friendships outside of people that he's met in the personal development industry. And that really stuck with me because I was like, it makes a lot of sense. Like, I wouldn't want to close myself off to connections, but when you meet people who are in this realm, you know you're meeting people who get it, who are into personal development. And that is a big reason why I want to generate this and build our community, you know, because that's what the Limitless Potential Academy is all about. It is about surrounding yourself with people who are like-minded, who demand you to be your highest self, and your success is their success. They ain't threatened by your growth. You know, there is nothing more empowering than that. Another thing that I heard at this event back on my birthday afternoon, if I don't butcher it, if I can remember it, oh my gosh, I hope I haven't forgotten it. But one of the things they said, David T.S. Wood said, was that your environment is more powerful than your willpower. Right? So you want to be surrounding yourself. And we know the Jim Rohn quote, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Your community, your environment is so important to your growth. You've really got to watch that. And that is why I'm so grateful for each and every one of you guys in this amazing community, because you are, you know, not only growing yourself, but you're contributing to the growth of others, you know, because you are accepting and encouraging of their growth, of their limitless potential and their access of it. And you're not getting, you know, you're actually supporting and encouraging each other to do that. You're not getting threatened and in competition mode over it. And that is why, another reason why I love you guys so, so much. So grateful for you all. And Tanya's here. Awesome to see you. And Dawn, love the message. Love yourself, nurture, reflect, and build your self-esteem. Don't worry about people pleasing. Instead, love and please yourself. Love over fear. You taught me this. I love that, Dawn. You're such a beautiful, incredible human being. As you know, I'm always telling you that, and I love seeing that those words that you just said in such a wise way. I see you putting into action, you know, and as we know, actions speak louder than words. So thank you so much for being such a beautiful example of, you know, really having the courage to choose you and choose the right pathway forward, no matter what the challenges. So much love for you, my friend. And Ahmed's here, and Lakpa, and Val, I'm loving that this is beautiful for you. And Emma's here, and Al, good morning to you. And Sam, I love the way you put social esteem on the line for your authentic growth and self-fulfillment. Thank you so much, Sam. And I know that you've been on that journey too, my friends. So I know you know this stuff. So cool. And Jay Irvin is here, and Bob, hello to you, my friend, and Jennifer, and Sebastiano, and Val, I'm loving that there's some boom action here, and Bob, absolutely, as we lift each other, yes, and thank you so much for being in the community, Bob, you're a superstar at it, and Samantha's here, and Theogene, and Angela, and Victoria's here, awesome, and Sam, in the process of losing social esteem, how do you cope with negative vibes and energy leakage? As you can feel their withdrawal of their love and energy. Sam, such a beautiful and amazing question. So appreciated. As you know, I love questions. So what I would say to you, one of the biggest lessons I've learned so far in my life is to be a leader in my energy and to be conscious of who I allow into that zone, you know, because you know, we can be really susceptible to negative energy drains or those energy vampires. We've all got a lot of those in our lives at some point, or rather we've come across those people who can kind of drain our energy or have such a negative energy that they can kind of diminish ours. You know, relationships are about enhancing our emotional experience. So if you get 2 people with negative energy, it's only going to serve to magnify more negative energy. If you get 2 people with positive high vibe energy, it's only going to serve to magnify that positive energy. If you get somebody with a high level of negative energy and a kind of low level of positive energy, that negative energy is going to wipe that positive energy out, and vice versa, the same way around. So what I would choose to do is, instead of outwardly focus about the energy that other people are bringing, because when we do that, we're being led by them. Instead, choose to be the leader in your energy, in your emotional states, and choose to focus on the things that empower you, that inspire you, and always have that leadership kind of role. Whenever you come into the dynamic of another, choose to focus on the greatness. Choose to find and focus on something great within that person. Challenge yourself, build that muscle to be able to focus and find the greatness in another. Sam, you're a superstar at this already, as I already know this. But for all of us, to focus on something great within that person, bring it out of them. Because if everything is either a call for love or an expression of love, all fear is a call for love. All negativity is a call for love. So find something that you can genuinely bring out with them, some genuine goodness that you can bring out of another individual, instead of hitting them with more fear. And I think we've all been guilty of this in our relationships, right? When somebody's bringing kind of a negative, low energy and we're like, ugh, can't you get happy? Because we're so worried about how their negative energy is going to affect us. Then we hit them with our fear and we magnify more fear. And then we end up in this kind of depleted emotional state for both of us. Instead of seeing that somebody's low negative vibe energy is really a call for love, and we want to magnify our greatness within them, so we need to bring that positive energy, be that leader, and instead of hitting them with fear, hit them with love. And a great way to do that is bring out something genuine that you can complement within them. That is the way that you cut through the negativity, the fears, but you've got to be genuine, you've got to be authentic. And if all else fails, take yourself out of that environment until you can have the strength within you to be the leader in the energy. Hope that really serves you. And thank you so much for the question as always, Sam. And hello to you, Al, and Pankaj. I hope I got your name right. Hello to you, and you are so welcome for the wisdom. Thank you, Al. And Sheriff, what happens if your partner or wife or husband is negative? How do you transform them? Is it worth the time and energy? I think I might have just started answering your question there, Sheriff, without saying your question yet. So great minds think alike. So I would say that if you have chosen to have this person in your life, your partner, anybody, it doesn't matter if you're in an intimate relationship with them or not, it is always worth your time to be a leader in your energy. You do not realize the power of being a leader in your emotional state, the impact that can have on another individual, whether they're an intimate partner, a family member, a friend, or a stranger. It doesn't matter. Be a leader. Be so strong within you, that you are choosing your most inspired pathway forward, that you can actually, instead of buying into some negative energy, you can actually see it for what it is, a call for love. If it's not an expression of love, it's a call for love. You can find that as the thesis, really, of A Course in Miracles. Brilliant book to immerse yourself in. But if that's a call for love, and we can start to see patterns of behavior, if they're negative, if they're disempowering, they're really just a call for love. So instead of giving them more fear and magnifying that, putting fuel on the fire, instead of doing that, douse the flame of negativity by showing love and showing strength and leadership and bringing out the greatness in them. See it as a challenge to grow yourself, not run away from and avoid because you think they're too negative. Actually look at it to witness, how can I make this situation better rather than worse based on my input to it? That's the definition of emotional intelligence. Be the leader, choose love, bring out the best in them, utilize it as a challenge for you to grow yourself and be able to be around negative energy and not let it affect you in such a poor way. Don't let them lead you. You choose to be the leader, and you're only going to do that by building that muscle and having the opportunities to do that and have that person in your life. Everybody and everything is there for a reason. They're on your way, not in your way. So if it's challenging, means you've got a lesson there. You've got a muscle to build. So utilize the opportunity to do so. Really hope that answers your question, Sharif. And Pankaj, Oh my gosh, butchered your name. Thanks, Vanessa, for such a great topic. I'm loving that it's resonating with you, my friend. And Elle, thanks for the positivity, gorgeous. You're so welcome, Elle. Thank you so much for being here. And Bob, oh yes, what a fantastic way of conquering the negativity in the moment. I love that resonated, Bob. And Marcine, much love to you. And Victoria, wow, that's awesome. Be the leader, see the best in them. So grateful that resonated with you, Victoria. And I love having you back again. Thanks so much for joining. So guys, that really is my message for you guys today. To reiterate, we must accept a temporary loss of social esteem in order to generate a permanent gain of self-esteem. You know, make your self-esteem much, much, much more valuable than any sort of external social esteem that you could have. If you do so, you'll end up generating higher levels of that social esteem as a result of higher levels of self-esteem, and you'll be able to go to a much deeper level in those connections and that social esteem than you ever could if you sold out on your self-esteem. So really, really powerful journey for you to take. And Sam, incredible feedback and wisdom. I love you, superstar. Much, much love to you, Sam. And I'm so grateful that resonated and added value to you, my friend. And as always, I'm sending you guys all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you, to wherever you are in the world today. I hope it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary. And I really hope that you guys have joined the masterclasses. Do not miss out. There is so much value there already waiting for you. And with all the months to come, I am so excited for everything that I have in store for you guys. And thank you so much, you superstars who've already given me the opportunity to serve you to a higher capacity. Gosh, I love you guys. And Dawn, last little comments here. Yes, Sam asked a great question. I have to put my leadership coat on when dealing with my past relationships so hard when you rather punch them in the throat. Yes, absolutely. It is a private Limitless Potential coaching joke, but I love it. No throat punching, Dawn. We're going to get that, as you put it, what did you call it? Leadership coat. I love that. But you know, sometimes we do need a bit of a throat punch going on if necessary, if required, but way better with the leadership coat. I love it, Dawn. You're such a crack up. And Pankaj, thank you and God bless for doing a great job. Thank you so much, my friends. So appreciate you. And loving that you're loving Dawn, Sam, as I am. And she does rock. And yes, Alexandra and Charles, we love Dawn. And Val, thank you so much, Vanessa. You're so welcome, my friend. I so appreciate you being here. And yes, Sam, how good is Dawn's humor? Superstar in action. So much love for you guys. Thanks so much for joining me live, and everybody catching the recording. I hope you get a ton of value from today's message. I'm signing off. I'm sending you all of my love, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow.